Welcome to the Parashat Behar-Bechukotai. This week, we finished the book of Vayikra, and we start talking about the topic of the Shnat Shemitah, the sabbatical year. Once every 7 years, the land was supposed to lay fallow. We don't work the land. We don't trade in the produce. Basically, in our agricultural society, everyone took that year off. And everyone just enjoyed the produce of the land. You could enter any field that you want, and you could have any fruit that you choose to take with you. This upcoming Jewish New Year 5782 is going to be a sabbatical year in Israel. What is the concept and deeper idea of the sabbatical year? Well, in the end of the first chapter of this week's portion, it tells us this following verse: "And the land should not be sold in perpetuity. Ki gerim v'toshavim atem imadi, because you are both sojourners and dwellers in this land with me." How could we be both sojourners, passerbyers, foreigners, and also dwellers, residents of the land in the same time? So God is telling us, by you keeping the Shemitah, what you're remembering is that the land of Israel and all the land belongs to God. It does not belong to us. And first of all, because it does not belong to us, we have no ownership over it in order to give any parts of it to someone else. The land belongs to God. God says, I deposit it with the Jewish people. You can't give it away in any peace agreement or any other such arrangements, because it does not belong to you. It belongs to me. That's first of all. But second, God is saying, because you're both sojourners, you're foreigners in this land, and also dwellers together with me. This means is that all of the other nations who live in this world feel like they're from this world. The Irish people, they feel that Ireland belongs to them, and so on to every nation in the world. Am Yisrael are a nation that was born in exile, was born in Egypt, was brought to Israel, then were sent to exile in Babylon, and it came back to Israel. And then again, for the past 2,000 years, we've been in exile, and finally we've just returned to Israel 70 odd years ago. So we are ingrained within us is this concept that we are both sojourners and dwellers in the land. On one hand, our body comes from this world, our physical existence comes from this world, but our soul comes from a much higher world. So therefore, we always remember, for 6 years, we worked the land. Land is God deposited the land by us, but once every 7 years, we remember that we're just passerbyers in this land. The land really belongs to God Himself, and this gives us the humility to put the proper perspective and balance in our life. Shabbat Shalom.